Chub step.
Jrad.
Creating the oil of
Steed. Chub. Step.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the king of the jungle.
I'm a Swedish plumber. I'm here to fix your pipes. That's good. That's a good accent.
Hover around takes me where I wanna go. Where will it send me?
That's right. Chubstep is in the house.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
And the show started.
And welcome back. Serious episode.
Very serious. It's serious.
Longtime friend of the show. Longtime guest of the show. Longtime listener of the show. Stephen Colbert's show has been canceled.
Oh, no.
R.I.P.
And so that's the sad news. The good news is he's going to be joining Chubstep full time.
Ooh, yes. Now the
claps,
timing, we don't know the timing of things. It could be days, weeks, months, years.
It could be a while, but
if things work out well for him, there's a good chance we'll allow him to join.
I think the last episode he was on was like 140, 152.
Yeah, I think I ran out of space on the Libsyn hosting service, so it might have actually just automatically deleted it. So
yeah, and then he was on the 6 Patreon only bonus episodes.
That's true, and almost nobody can afford our Patreon.
Yeah, nobody can afford it, which is why you probably missed it.
Yeah, if you wouldn't have heard that one.
Check out our Patreon. $6,000 a month.
You can find it at the same spot you find Bitcoin. You can actually only purchase it with Bitcoin. If people don't know Bitcoin, that's VDog's crypto.
Yeah, we're pumping dumping
of the show. Yeah, so you can only purchase our Patreon with Bitcoin. It's a tough thing. Anyway, sad news here, but good news here, Steve. We got a good episode today.
Oh yeah, this is one of my favorite topics of all.
I don't know what yet. I'm actually surprised we haven't gone over this earlier.
It's been like in a lot of micro episodes.
That's true. You're right. It's been featured on many episodes. So stuff you want to get to ahead of time or no?
No. I just amped up.
Okay.
What about you? I'm amped up.
I was doing like a Jetty Boy weekend.
You did.
You promised you would be there, and you weren't there.
This is the first one I've missed in since it's began.
That's fair. We ended the night with a pie eating contest, and it ended so quickly that people thought I cheated.
You wolfed down a pie.
Maybe 30 seconds before the next person. And then they were like, "Oh, you just wiped down your face," and then I had my napkin, and there was just almost nothing, almost no chocolate on my napkin. Now, people might say, did you cheat to a smaller piece? And something like, I didn't pick any of the pieces. They're all about the same size. Even if mine was slightly smaller, the gap was not that close.
Okay.
What I will say is that what I've done in my infinite wisdom is watch the likes of competitive eaters like legends like Patrick Bertoletti, friend of the show, Joey Chestnut, Kobayashi. You watch those guys, you pick up on a few things. If there would have been a whole series, it was just a slice of pie, right? If it would have been a whole pie, we're getting a different territory. But can I see how to do a technique and do something quick? Yeah, I can do that.
I'm mad that you didn't do hot dogs.
We were actually making pizzas the whole night, and then it was just a pie at the end.
Okay. There's always room for a couple things.
I did have a situation where I was actually a little bit nervous about my safety. It's the first time I was like, oh, I actually could have drowned if I wasn't careful.
Oh no.
So the water was super high on the river we were at, highest than I've ever kind of been on the water, and the current was very strong.
Okay.
And somebody had fallen off the jet ski. I go over there to kind of help them, but they were a little bit further away from where we were standing. We're at the sandbar. By the time I get down there, it's getting deeper and deeper. and then the water is kind of pushing this jet ski and the person down further. And I go down there and I kind of hold on to the front of the jet ski so they can get back, so they can get on it because it was kind of unstable and it was, there's a lot of drinks that have been, flowing, so it was a little tough to get on the thing.
It's the best time to drive the jet ski.
Exactly. And so then I'm like, all right, get them on. And then I'm like, hey, now I'm in the spot where the water's above my head and the current's super strong and I don't have a life vest on because I was just like, quickly trying to go help somebody. So then I'm like, okay, I could float on my back, but then how long am I going to keep going? I'm just going to get further and further away from people. Like I literally go the opposite direction, everybody. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to like swim really hard to this dock that's over here.
Oh my God.
So I literally like as hard as I could swam to this dock and just held on to it until one of the other jet skis like came past. I'm like, hey, I need you guys to actually like pick me up and drive me back because there's no way I could actually. I'm like, there's no way I could actually swim back to the. It was that strong. You couldn't like swim in open water back to where we were at.
Oh my God.
So luckily, yeah, they saw me, and yeah, after a little bit of me just hanging out of the dock, that I was fine. But it was a little bit. I was like, God, this. I could see how somebody gets into bad. Luckily, I'm a good swimmer, perfect swimmer. But you could see how somebody that's not gets in a situation like that and like freaks out and just like, all right, I'm drowned.
Yeah, I'm just gonna drown. I would have done a lap of the river. I would have just let the current take me until it brought me back around.
The problem is it's just so long. We were so far away from anything.
Yeah, it would have taken a minute, but eventually you could have gotten back.
People's like, where's Jared? Oh, yeah, I don't know.
He's in a tributary.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, that was my weekend. Winning
Yeah,
a
it's
pie,
always
losing it
it's
at the
always
river.
impressive how nobody gets wounded severely, other than
Yeah.
Chubstep Matt, who just slices himself in half every time.
Yeah.
But he wasn't present to do that. So.
Exactly. So yeah, good times, scare times. It keeps you alive, right? That's what keeps you alive.
Yeah, it keeps you living.
And by the way, when you're telling these little stories, here's a good idea. Have a point. It makes it so much more interesting for the listener.
Okay, Steed, I want to talk about the topic of the day.
Yeah, topic of the day.
What made you think of this?
Of these pythons?
Yeah.
When I was responding to your text, I was on my way to the gym, signing up for a gym membership at Anytime Fitness.
Good.
And these pythons got to eat. Watch this one on YouTube.
You can see they're flexing hard right now.
Yeah, I'm flexing like it's starting to hurt. I've been flexing so hard for so long. But
wow.
I mean,
okay, that actually does hurt after a while. Yeah.
Like I wouldn't describe myself as a mass monster. But I'm going for more of like a classic physique in Mr. Olympia.
In Mr. Olympia classic physique?
Well, that's how I judge myself. Because like if you're playing soccer, right? You're like, all right, who am I gonna base my game off of? Messi, Ronaldo, Mbappe, whatever. So if you're, playing hockey, you're like, oh man, I saw Crosby do this sick move. I saw Evgeny Malkin do this sick move. I'm like, well, what about Dorian Yates? I say,
okay, I'm sharing.
What are you pulling up here?
When you type in classic physique, Mr. Olympia?
Yeah,
this is what you're going for?
Okay, well, so these are the new classic physique guys. That's C-Bum on the right. He's really popular. He got first place in the classic physique. It's like an aesthetic physique, not like these mass monsters. What? Okay.
Why is there skin always like this? I never understand this.
You got to grease it up. You got to grease it.
But it's not just grease. It's like a paste. It feels like it's
they tan.
But the tan is so ridiculous.
I'm assuming that the tan gives you like better.
These aren't skin colors.
Yes, they are, Jared. But I'm assuming that the tan look like gives you better. It makes your muscles look more defined or something.
Yeah, pop.
And the shadows make it pop.
I want the super pale guy. I want a super pale guy to win.
No, he's out. He's not allowed in the competition. Like you'd have to grease that body up. Big time.
I mean, you sound like It's Always Sunny when Mac is like racing the guys. Um, okay, so the classic physique. I guess when I was thinking classic physique, I'm just thinking like, Brad Pitt and Fight Club or something. This is a
No, no,
different
no.
this is
This
a
is
different
yeah,
world.
it's like more of an aesthetic
It's a term they use. Yeah.
weight class. Yeah, it's not like the open where it's just like biggest. It's I'll go over the Mr. Olympia grading
Sure. So
things later,
these
but
are not attractive to women,
oh
this
hell
type
yeah
of
they are.
body.
Hell yeah they are. Well, when you're talking about the like the classic physique, yeah, that's attractive to when you start getting into your mass monsters, that when I mean the argument could be made that like
Oh, mass monsters. Just saying ass monsters. Okay,
no
mass
mass
monsters.
monsters, mass monsters.
Okay.
So I mean Dorian Yates, he was like the first mass monster in Mr. Olympia. He kind of started it, and then Ronnie Coleman just like took over the mass monster scene. Ronnie Coleman, Jay Cutler, mass monster rivalry.
Yeah, I know
That
I
was
know
the
there's a
biggest
bodybuilder,
rivalry.
it's Jay Cutler.
Yeah,
But it's not the Jay Cutler, the football player, who just got a DUI, I think, right?
yeah, that was we talked about that. That was
Yeah.
months ago.
Well, I know, but I
Okay,
want to bring
so
it back up.
like see how these guys are just way bigger. They're going for pure mass,
Okay.
pure mass and definition. These guys are
Okay.
all sub. If by the way, we're talking yoked guys. We never said what topic we're doing. We're
Well,
talking just
strongmen, yoked
strong
guys,
guys,
yeah.
strong guys, yoked guys. Ronnie Coleman, Jay Cutler. Look them up, ladies. Tell me that's not attractive. Tell me that your bitch boy beta is more attractive than freaking primetime Ronnie
Tell me
Coleman.
Michael Cera is more attractive than Jay Cutler, the bodybuilder.
Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous. If you believe that, we're sending you on a spaceship to Mars. You can go live out your days out there.
Oh my God, Steve. I don't know about this, man. This is okay.
What?
Keep going. Sorry, keep going.
I don't even know where I was going. I could talk about this for days and hours. So as a man who, I pump some from time to time. I mean,
Yeah.
my max bench at my prime was like 225. Now my max is probably like 185. It's low. Okay.
Sure.
I'm no mass monster. I'm not getting in the competition. But seeing these guys put in the work,
Yeah.
being all swollen stuff, I'm like, damn, that's impressive. Because I know what it takes to get to that. And I'm like, I could never do that.
So here's my issue with this type of thing versus like this is just the bodybuilding type thing, right? These bodybuilding versus like the other type of competitions, and I have more kind of stuff with the other kind of thing.
Like
This
the strong.
Yes, this doesn't really translate to physical ability to do things. This
No.
is like because like I one time me and Chub John, we went rock climbing with this guy who was a bodybuilder like this. I don't know if he was a mass monster or classic physique. These are terms that are new to me in the last 5 minutes. I can't define
Well,
what they are.
describe his quads.
Okay. I would say he was closer to a classic physique because he wasn't like insanely built, but he definitely was a bodybuilder. He was the worst
Yeah, because
rock climber I've seen in my
well,
life.
no shit, because they got all the extra weight.
But all those weight is muscles. That's like saying that a car, oh, that car's so heavy and like all the weight is just in this massive engine that the car has.
So I actually watched Eddie Hall with Magnus Mitbo. Magnus Mitbo is he's like an ex-world champion. And Eddie Hall, he used to have the world record deadlift. Now Hafthor Bjornsson has it.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones guy. But he's like, all right, I'm gonna go rock climbing with Magnus Mitbo. And he went rock climbing. It's a really interesting YouTube video watching this gigantic guy try and rock climb, but he does like a free climb up like a fucking boulder at one point.
Yeah.
It was impressive.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, he's better than everybody thought, but Magnus Mitbo, the guy who weighs like 140 pounds, scrambles up rocks like a lizard.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Well, it's a little different when you're just training for that. But I just like this guy these guys would not be good at football.
No.
Or basketball, right? They could have sports wise. It doesn't translate to an athletic ability. It's like just specifically for this.
Well, yeah, because they're not trying to.
They're not trying to. I get it. I get it. It just like it doesn't do as much for me. I get, it's impressive in its own right to be able to do that to the human body is pretty insane.
Oh yeah.
What I mean, a lot of this is I'm not going to throw around the word steroids, but a lot of it is steroid related, right?
It is adjacent. They're involved. Yeah. But you know what? Maybe, you know, at a certain time in the world, meat was considered steroids
Okay.
because you had to be like, rich to eat meat. And then if you
Yeah.
eat a bunch of meat, you're going to get more yoked.
Okay.
Then, maybe having running shoes could be considered steroids. Are we going to
True.
ban running shoes because they give you an advantage? Are we
True.
going to ban salmon oil, omega-3 oils because they help your heart perform? No, we're not
Good
going to
point.
ban those. So what?
Good
We're going to
point.
ban steroids because they come from science? Why are we wasting what science gives us?
A good point. A lot of people are trying to
I don't even know I don't know what steroids are.
define steroid. Exactly.
I don't know what's in it.
Good point, Steve. Wow, I cannot argue with that. So, all right, I like it.
Yeah, if some science bitch
I'm in
made
on
a drug that
steroids.
makes you strong.
You've talked a lot about steroids. I'm in on it. That's
Yeah,
all I need to tell you.
I'm gonna be like, I don't know how to get a steroid guy like seller to approach me at the gym. Maybe I either like keep failing on a bench press, so he's like, oh, perfect opportunity. I can get this guy steroids.
Yeah.
Or I just kind of mope around and whine, and I'm like, I'll never be strong.
Yeah.
I wish I was strong as that guy. And I'll just mope around the gym like that.
Yeah. All right. Can I do a little Chubistory on a
Yes.
guy that I found that I really enjoy?
Okay.
Blood alone moves the wheels of history. Have you ever asked yourselves in an hour of meditation, which everyone finds during the day, how long we have been striving for greatness?
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
America is the richest, most powerful nation on earth. If America was a woman, America would be a big titty woman. And everybody loves a big titty woman.
In less than an hour, aircraft from here will join others from around the world. And you will be launching the largest aerial battle in the history of mankind.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chubistory.
Please clap.
You better be yoked.
I guess not in the traditional sense, but
Okay. The guy said I'm talking.
Let's see.
If you want to skip to the yoke, dude, skip ahead 12 minutes in this episode.
I'm gonna talk about a little guy.
Little guy.
Well, he's a huge guy. Louis Cyr.
Okay.
I don't know how to pronounce his last name. CYR.
Well, one of these guys.
Do you know this guy? You ever heard of this guy?
No, but he's like the old classic strong.
Oh, he was the original like world's strongest man type of guy. They called him Canadian Samson.
Wow.
He's only 5'8".
That's small.
But the kind of stuff he was doing was insane. But like that's why you said, is this guy yoked? He doesn't look yoked.
No, but he looks big. He's like a power.
Yes, he's a power lifter. So this is this thing where he lifted people on his back. He had 18 men on a board.
God.
And did like lifted up on his back. So he did all these kind of he was one of those guys. This is him in a suit. I kind of like the way he looks in a suit.
He looks good.
So born 1863, passed away in 1912. So 200 years ago, this guy was a thing. So he wasn't making a ton of money. He tried to do like professional wrestling, and then he was trying to do like touring around. It wasn't making as much money. So one time he's like, I'll become a police officer to like make some money on the side. So there ended up being a knife fight that was going on. He ends up breaking up the knife fight and then carrying both of the people that were in the fight to the police station. And they're like, all right, you can be a police officer.
Oh my. What are you doing with those two guys?
You can handle it. So he did, one thing he did was lift 500 pounds with one finger.
Okay. That's impressive.
Yes. I would say it's pretty impressive. He was known for kind of this big dumbbell, like the classic, big 2 circle dumbbells. But yeah, a couple of things. So he did a one-hand snatch with 188 pounds, which is a pretty good thing. A one-hand press with 313 pounds. That's a
Ooh,
pretty big dumbbell press.
yeah.
313 pounds. Yeah, that back lift, I think that was the one with all the people on it. That was 4,300 pounds.
Oh wow.
And then a two-handed lift with almost 1,900 pounds. He did the one crazy thing he did was this thing. They made a movie about him. I didn't see the movie, obviously, because I just found out about this guy. But at one point, he puts, oh, here's a picture of it. He put horses on
Oh,
each side of
jeez.
him. It was actually four horses. And then they were literally trying to pull him apart. Like this is literally something they would do back in the day, and they would literally tie your limbs to four different horses and have horses pull you apart as a torture thing in the medieval times.
Yeah, it's like
And
my favorite way of
yes,
torturing
and
people.
what this guy did is like basically like, yeah, I'll just do that as a show of strength to show you can't pull me apart. And he put four horses around him, and they were like literally whipping these horses trying to get them to go. And he is literally just standing there and like holds the
Oh
horses
man,
for
you don't want
moving.
those horses to get any momentum because if they do, you are
No,
screwed.
no, they're screwed. I mean, it's very risky to do what he did. And obviously he wasn't tied in them; he was holding the things. But here he is. He's a big, yeah. Again, not a massive guy, but just this crazy strong Canadian guy, late 1800s. He's born around the time of the Civil War,
Wow.
and they have a little statue of him.
Oh yeah, look at him. Look at him up there.
Yeah, a little guy with the it's just classic strong, early strongman type of thing.
He's a thick
But
boy.
set a bunch of world records at the time. I think most of those have been broken, but
I would say
at the
every
time
single
set a
one.
bunch of them.
Wow. That I mean, that's interesting. The origins
Yeah, you
of
can thank
yoke
him
dudes,
for modern strongmen.
and I do every
Good, thank
night.
you.
I kiss a
Good.
picture of
Because you just found out about him. But
it.
yes, yeah,
So yeah, he did set the stage for a lot of future feats of man.
yes,
Some of these feats of man, these are strong men. But
yes,
okay. Like he did a circus dumbbell. That's what that thing's called. The
yes. Okay,
max,
thank you. That's a good term for it. Yes.
the official max circus dumbbell is 310 pounds by Dimitar Savatinov. That was in 2016.
Okay.
Max deadlift. We got to update it, but it used to be Eddie Hall. He lifted 500 kgs, 1,102 pounds. Not a sumo deadlift. Not gets it, just moves it. He picked this thing up.
Yeah.
And then Hafthor Bjornsson, the mountain from Game of Thrones, he recently beat that record after a very controversial first attempt at beating the record. His dad weighed the plates. Eddie Hall called him out. And then Hafthor, did an official lift and he beat the record.
Got it. Well, here he is right here.
That's Hafthor.
Yeah.
Hafthor.
And people obviously this is one of the more popular people that people know because he was in Game of Thrones as the mountain.
Yes.
And it was interesting to use a guy, he's from Iceland. And
just like, hey, we need the biggest guy.
Yeah.
Okay, just go get the biggest guy then.
Yeah, and they literally just got the biggest guy. Like why try to he obviously wasn't an actor kind of prior to that. If I remember right, I saw something about him. He was actually originally like a basketball player and then got hurt and then just picked up whatever this is.
I would hope because he's not small. He's not small.
No, he's a big guy.
6'8" or 6'9".
Yeah.
And he there was a different the mountain in Game of Thrones to start. It was a guy with like dark hair, and I guess they were just like, fuck this, we want a real big guy. So they got
he's insane.
The biggest guy, and then they wrote out like all his lines. He says like no words in his acting career.
Yeah, you don't really. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then they he gets poisoned or whatever in the fight against Pedro Pascal.
Yep.
And then he just his character can't talk anymore. Like that's a perfect role for just a giant strong guy.
Yep.
Doesn't have to act at all.
Yeah. And there's a lot of these kind of controversies because sometimes they do something, but it's not an official competition. This is kind of like the record though in the NFL the other day. There was a 70-yard field goal, but it was in preseason, not the regular season, so they didn't count it. And it's like, okay, but everybody saw it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, does that really not count? So
no, because the guys weren't trying.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So
right,
yeah,
sorry, continue, Steve.
Okay, so Eddie Hall has that weight over bar. I don't know what this is, but Hafthor Bjornsson also holds his record, 56 pounds over a 5.9.
Yeah, that's
he threw it. He threw 56
yeah, so it's basically
pounds.
like it's
Jesus.
like when there's a big it's where there's a big thing. It's like a pole vault bar, and
yeah, and they
throwing,
lob the thing over.
They
it.
lob the weight over the pole vault bar.
Yeah, so he threw 56 pounds over a 19.5-foot high.
Yeah,
that's impressive.
Yep.
Brian Shaw, he's another very popular lifter. He's got the max Atlas stone. So the Atlas stones are those big ass round stones.
Yeah.
He 552 pounds onto a 4-foot high platform, which is impressive.
Yeah, it's like a boulder. Like picture a round, like a giant cannonball.
Yeah. And you got to just like somehow pick that thing up. This guy's just a meatball. He's so giant.
What's interesting with these guys, Steed, little people don't talk about is I'm almost with 100% certainty that these guys all have sleep apnea. So when sleep apnea apparently is and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm fairly certain this is the case. It is almost directly correlated to the width of your neck.
Really?
And basically, if you have a certain width neck, you basically have sleep apnea. And based on every single one of these guys, they have massive necks. So I'm almost certain every single one of these guys has sleep apnea.
Well, I feel bad for their wives. But, new technologies are coming. I saw an ad. True. No mask. You don't need a mask.
There you go.
He also holds the keg toss record. 33 pounds.
I love that one because it's literally just like it clearly started off as just like a party trick.
A bar game.
Where you could just tell this guy drank like 20 beers and he's like, I bet you could throw that keg over that.
I'm going to throw that keg over this roof, under the roof.
And then it just became an official competition thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So those, somebody also pulled I think it was a 43,000 pound jet.
Yeah.
Like 20 meters or something.
Yeah.
Which is impressive. I can't find the exact thingamabob I'm looking for, but yeah, somebody pulled a gigantic jet. Very impressive. So those are some of the strongman, not bodybuilders.
Well, what about, did you talk about the strong woman, Becca Swanson?
No.
Also, how strong is she? Often called the strongest woman ever, where people a lot of times call that Louis Cyr, the strongest man ever, right? But there wasn't as much of the competition at then, but people say, he was the strongest man ever. But Becca Swanson, she's got a bunch of powerlifting records.
Holy guacamole.
854 pound squat, 600 pound bench press, 620 pound deadlift. She was the first woman ever to have over 2,000 pounds in competition.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got a nice back.
Yes. So she's, women can do it too. I guess what I'm getting at too.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar's daughter.
There's a scary picture of her face bleeding after she's doing something. So I'm assuming
that happens.
Through her nose. It scares. That really scares me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to show that picture.
Eddie Hall had a nosebleed on his.
Yeah, they talked about there's some of these things, people lifting so much that like literally their
blood vessels just explode,
burst in their head, and then one guy had memory loss.
Oh God, that would stink. They're like, you did it, and they're like, did what?
It was actually Eddie Hall. It was Eddie Hall. So Eddie Hall was the one that he suffered memory loss, some bursting, blood vessels in his head.
Oh my God. Okay, now let's talk about what I want to talk about. Actual yoke dudes.
Okay.
The Mr. Olympia is like the world class caliber competition. Yeah. Right. That's how you crown the most yoke dude In the Open Mr. Olympia, this started back in 1966. 1965.
Okay.
So Larry Scott, who was an early yoke dude, he won the competition 2 years ago. And you look at him and you're like, damn, I cannot believe people in 1966 were that yoked. Like, this guy's big. He's not winning any awards today, clearly, but he's a strong guy. Moves on. He's got a nice V-shaped torso. Sure. He comes back, the original winner. He gets beaten out, so then he just retires. And then I think they ended up making like an old guy division for him because they fucking felt bad for him. Anyways, 1969, Arnold Schwarzenegger shows up.
Mm-hmm.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is kind of the king of Mr. Olympia. Made it cool. The movie Pumping Iron comes out. Everyone's like, damn, that's sick. All these guys. I remember
in college, I had friends that were watching that all the time.
Pumping Iron?
Yeah.
Everybody goes through a Pumping Iron phase. It's awesome. It's a great movie if you've never seen it. If you want to like go to the gym and you've never gone to the gym before, just watch Pumping Iron and you'll be like, you will understand the culture of the gym. So Arnold comes onto the scene. He wins freaking 6 times, 7 times. His only controversy came when he left for like 4 years, comes back, and he's like, I'm going to do Mr. Olympia, but he was training for a movie. Mm-hmm. So he's not, if people thought he wasn't in his greatest physique, but the judges awarded him the win. Big controversy.
Yeah.
Everybody's kind of mad. He was trained for Conan the Barbarian. That was, which was his first movie. And he's yoked in that. But people think that Mike Mentzer should have won. And Mike Mentzer, he was pretty freaking yoked. He was a really yoked dude. I personally think Arnold should have won. You know, I'm a big Arnold purist. But Mike Mentzer, he retired after that. He's like, I'm done.
Wow.
I'm done. Anyways, next year, Franco Columbu wins. He was also in Pumping Iron. Franco Columbu is just another freak of nature. He's a yoked monster. Chris Dickerson won in 1982, the first openly gay Mr. Olympia. So that's cool. Yep. I'd like to see someone prejudice him back in
That's
the
right.
80s.
Well, real quick, as we're on that, Steed, we didn't talk about Rob Kearney, the world's strongest gay man.
Rob Kearney, the world's strongest gay man?
Yeah, he broke the U.S. log press record with 475 pounds.
Wow. But he's Irish. How did he break the U.S.
record? I don't know, Steed. He's probably U.S. He probably both citizen. I'll do
came to the U.S. to take our gay man's record away from us?
Let me look up. I'll look up what he is.
What's this?
No, he represents the U.S. He's U.S. He's U.S. He just has an Irish last name.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I'll give it to him. Well, he was never as strong as Chris Dickerson. I will say that.
Okay.
Then Lee Haney kind of takes over until the real mass monsters start coming in. One was Dorian. I miss Dorian. Dorian Yates is my favorite because there's an anime called Bakihan. It's called Baki. And it's about like this martial arts fighter kid. But everybody in the anime is really yoked. Like they're ridiculously fucking gigantic. And one of the guys' names is Dorian. It's pretty comical to see these guys. And then they just do like extreme martial arts. And none of them ever hit the gym.
Oh god.
It's wild, but they're also gigantic. Okay, then in the history of this competition, Ronnie Coleman, Jay Cutler comes in. Mm-hmm. Ronnie Coleman, just the ultimate mass monster. He was just gigantic. Now he's kind of injured. He can't walk very good, but he is a freaking beauty. Okay, so you're wondering, how is this judged? How do they just decide who's the biggest dude? Who's the most yoked dude? Well, there's a lot of things that come into play. This isn't just like guys like me, which I do want to lobby for them to have like me on the roster. So if there's a tie break, I can look at the guys and be like him. he's better. Or maybe like 6 guys. So we can get together and be like, no, that guy's actually more yoked. But they do. Okay, so the first parameter is muscle mass. Now, this is why that other category was, because muscle mass isn't as important in the classic. But muscle mass, Ronnie Coleman, obviously the greatest muscle mass champion in history. Symmetry and balance. So let's say you have, big upper body, but you got no legs.
Okay.
You need to have that balance.
Perfect symmetry between, yes.
If you have too big of legs and a small upper body, that happens sometimes. Guess what?
That's sad.
You're out of the
Very
competition.
sad. Yeah.
Nobody wants to see that.
Yep.
If your back is too small, right side, left side, whatever. Your calves, if your calves aren't developed, that's a big problem. Jay Cutler was the calf monster. Muscle definition. So this is where you get into like body fat percentage. All the pros, sub 5% body fat.
Okay.
Without a doubt. You're not even shocked. You think that's
I don't shock because I've seen the pictures. It doesn't shock me at all.
What sub 5% body fat is crazy.
Well, those guys, I know it's crazy, but they look crazy.
It's wild.
They look like it. I mean, it doesn't shock me. I'm not saying I would know how to do that, but I'm just saying it doesn't. Yeah,
I'm shocked. So those are the main judging categories.
Okay.
I think that it should just be a coalition of dudes going judging and being like that guy's the most yoked.
Yeah, there you go.
So I encourage everybody to go look up the past what's it called? Mr. Olympia winners and let me know their favorite.
And just email the show chubstep.podcast@gmail.com. And also, is this attractive to you?
I think it's attractive.
No, but this is for the listeners to tell us.
The listeners know. The listeners think it's attractive too.
Okay, good. That's good. Okay, you don't even tell us that, but just tell us who your favorite Olympic bodybuilder,
Yeah, mine is Arnold.
Steed's is Arnold.
Yeah, I just like him. He's so handsome.
I'm going to talk about one of the crazier. I got like 2 more things here.
Shit.
This is, I think, the most ridiculous of kind of the strongman things. Is called the Hercules hold. Are you familiar with this one, Steve?
Where the towers are separating?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's this guy, Mark Felix, who keeps like breaking his own record. So these are like 700 and something pound pillars each, I believe. And he is literally, so for people that don't know, it's a man standing like a starfish. And he's holding a handle on each side with these pillars.
53 years old.
Exactly. Yeah, he's an older. Yeah, he set the record at 54. And you're literally standing there like spread apart and your hands are holding these pillars that are both falling away from you. And they look like kind of Hercules, like kind of Roman, I guess it'd be Greek pillars.
I think Hercules had to do this. I don't know. They probably made him do this.
And they make him kind of look old and things like that. So
you do a good job.
He holds it for 83 seconds, I think is the record. And I don't really know. You just drop it when you get sick of it. I guess you do.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, he does just drop it. Oh my God. When his shirt was on, I was like, oh, this guy's, not even that yoked. But then when he popped his shirt off, I was like, damn, that's a much more toned physique for 53 than I thought we were going to see.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, that thing is the most insane to me. There's also a disabled veteran named Martin Ty. He has the world record for disabled deadlift.
Whoa.
I think it's around it's 505 kilograms. But I think he might have gotten up to 520 kilograms. Basically, like he's basically over 1,000 pounds doing a deadlift.
Oh my God.
And a guy that needs a wheelchair.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yes. So it's pretty. He was a disabled veteran and was able to still kind of set these kind of crazy records. So And then there's a guy who's a Lutheran pastor who has pulled one of those, 188-ton aircrafts. Like he's one of those guys that
If I can
pulls
pull this
all
aircraft,
that kind of
you
stuff.
need to give your life to Jesus Christ.
Yeah, imagine having your
Oh, but that would be
priest,
intense.
your pastor is just like one of these guys. That's
Yeah,
insane.
he should be a street preacher. Yeah.
Yeah, I looked up a little bit strongest countries and stuff overall. So Soviet Union and Russia has won the most Olympic golds when it comes to like Olympic style weightlifting.
Well, because their guys are on the juice.
Exactly. China's second, Bulgaria's third, which is a small country for having a lot of those type of people. And then US is fourth. So not bad. There's obviously plenty of countries that haven't won any Olympic gold. So it's a little hard to find out the weakest country. But I did find the countries that apparently work out the least, so potentially the weakest: Brazil, Japan, and Italians.
Freaking Europeans.
Apparently,
basically anyone but the U.S.
Yeah, basically, yeah, those are all over the place, and according to those, most of those are doing less than 4 hours of exercise per week. That doesn't necessarily mean they're the weakest because, that's exercising and your strength are not always correlated. But it was hard to find the actual stats on what the weakest country is. But
I'm going to tell you right
it's
now.
not helping them.
Well, okay, I've never been to Europe. This we'll do based off. You've been to Europe, so you handle Europe. I've been to Asia. The average American could fight 5 of the average Korean people and win.
Yeah.
Europe, what do you think they could?
Well, I would say you would obviously the super strong countries are like kind of the Nordic countries. So like all the ones in the north where it's cold, all those guys are massive.
Well, because it's too cold.
It's too cold. All you got to do is work out. You're going inside working.
You don't
out.
need
Even the Vikings.
Just anything is working.
The Vikings being alive is working out. So probably the further south you get, the weaker the people are getting. Greeks are pretty big guys. Italians, a lot of Italians are smaller. I mean, like half of Italy, the group is fairly small.
Mamma mia.
Eastern Europeans are not usually massive guys. But yeah, definitely North Europe. Those are all pretty big.
You think North
people.
Europe is stronger than the US on average?
I think they said Iceland has one of the. I have it here. It's like ratio wise one of the strongest countries.
Well,
just because they've had like so many of these weightlifting guys, and they've like a pretty small population.
I believe it. My friends who went to like Kuwait.
Yeah, they only have 360,000, or then they've had like multiple strong men with like a very small population.
Okay. So my friends who went to Kuwait, they worked out with some of the local guys there.
Yeah.
And they said when they would warm up with like 135 pounds on, which is just like one plate on the bar, the locals were shocked, and said it was like they had never seen anybody lift that much weight in their life before. 135 pounds, and they were like, "Oh my god, these American guys are ridiculous."
Massive, yeah. Well, I mean, part of that is kind of American culture of things, of like, especially kind of around the 80s and stuff, when you had like a Hulk Hogan and all that kind of stuff. And Arnold and all these kind of people, and that's a culture thing for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if other countries have Hulk Hogan.
No. R.I.P.
Oh yeah, R.I.P.
Yeah. Do you have anything else, Steve?
Okay, real quick. I was trying to find like a true crime. I just wanted to see if I could find like a yoked guy going on a rampage. It brought me into a little rabbit hole. I found out roid rage is not real.
Ooh.
It's just a myth. So they did studies on, violent crimes, and they tested guys for drugs and whatever. And none of the guys that tested positive for drugs there did not have any more like violent crimes than the guys who are not on steroids.
Okay.
They did have more crimes, but it was because they were like super strong guys. So they were just working as like muscle for whatever criminal enterprise. Because a criminal enterprise is like, oh, look at this strong guy. So then they hire the strong guy to go like bully people, break into a house, whatever. I did find some bodybuilders that were doing murders.
Okay.
And here's what shocked me. I think I found like 10 murders or whatever. And about 7 of them were done with guns.
So what's the point of the big body?
What's the point of the muscles?
There's actually a scene in Malibu's Most Wanted, a classic film, snubbed for an Oscar. There is a not well-known Terry Crews at the time, where there's a shooting scene going on where Jamie Kennedy is like shooting up everything, and then somebody's yelling at Terry Crews, like, because he's hiding, kind of whimpering behind a car, and he's like, "What's the point of all those muscles? You basically don't do anything." All that buffness for no reason, I believe, is the exact line they use.
It's safe now, y'all. Hey, yo, that was ill. And y'all punk asses ain't do nothing. All that buffness for no reason. That's him.
Have you ever seen the movie Pain and Gain with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson?
Yes.
I have never seen it. But apparently that was just absolutely wild and true story where 2 bodybuilder guys wanted to make some money, so they like found somebody they wanted to like kidnap and extort. And in the real story, I guess they failed at kidnapping him like multiple times before they actually got their first guy.
Nice.
Extort like $5 million from him. They kidnapped him for like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Taped his mouth and eyes shut. They made him sit in his own poop. Gross. They were like burning him with cigarette lighters, tasing him, and they're like, sign these papers, whatever. He does that. Then they stage a car crash. They like put him in a car and make him drive into a wall or some shit. And then he doesn't go to the cops for like weeks later for some reason. And then they decide, hey, we're going to get this phone sex mogul. Phone sex lines?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. He made
I've never
like
called one, but I'm familiar. Yeah.
I used to call
him. Okay.
But I never bought it. I never bought it.
Yeah.
I was just because I would just be like, hey, what would happen if I dial 1-800 butt sex? And guess what? If you call 1-800 butt sex, it is absolutely filthy. Anyways, they decided this guy, he's going down. They beat him up. They give him horse tranquilizers, which is just probably ketamine.
Sure.
Unfortunately, he dies. So then they're like, all right, well, we got his girlfriend too. Let's give her some ketamine. And we'll get the codes out of her, the security computer codes. She also dies because he gave her too much ketamine. Then they dismember the bodies, put them in drums, toss them into a ditch, and they find that here's how they get her. I don't know if this was in the movie, but they identified the body using serial numbers on her breast implants.
Wow.
Interesting. I didn't know that they had serial numbers.
That is interesting. Yeah.
Get that off me. What am I, a object to you?
I don't want that serial number.
I don't want to be an object. Put my name on it.
No, good point, Steve.
So I thought that was a little ridiculous. So I'm here with the feminist down.
I like it. Maybe you don't have to be smart to be huge. You can be, but it is definitely not required.
Yeah, my favorite really smart yoked guy is Neil deGrasse Tyson.
There you go. Yes.
He's like a collegiate wrestler.
Oh, I did know that.
Yeah, he's like very athletic. Also just very, very smart.
One last thing with the mountain. You mentioned that fight scene with Pedro Pascal, Steve, right?
Yeah.
And Pedro Pascal, I believe, ends up dying in that scene, right? He doesn't.
Oh, he gets his head crushed in.
Yes. So one little known fact, I guess, or maybe you would know this, maybe you don't. I don't know.
They didn't use his real head.
No. Is that Pedro Pascal was in a movie called Triple Frontier in 2019 with none other than Ben Affleck. With Oscar Isaac as well, who kind of looks like Pedro Pascal.
Oh, he's in the Moon Knight show. I like that show.
Yeah. So there you go.
Okay,
Goes full
great.
circle. Strongest men, strongest women, strongest people.
Disabled, strongest gays.
Strongest old guy.
Strongest old guy. We didn't do strongest kids, which I know you were probably.
Oh yeah, young.
You
and
probably have a
yoked.
whole file.
Yeah, young and yoked. I don't want to. I got to be off that list still. So I'm gonna keep that to a minimum.
That was really big of you. That was becoming of you tonight.
Exactly. I'll skip that. That could be a whole segment on its own. So email the show, chubstep.podcast@gmail.com. Check us out on YouTube, Chubstep Podcast, Spotify, everywhere. Rate it, share it with a friend, all that good stuff. Help us out. The show has ended. Be gone.
Now you know you got to go.
Peace. This is Yasin.